Representative Dixon has moved favorable on House Bill 77 as amended. Any objections, members? Thank you. Senate Bill 617, Senator McPherson. 617.
What about 6?
You want a 16 first?
Yeah, that's the
Does it matter?
one. It's the easier one.
When you confuse me, I get all disorganized, Madam Chairman. This bill clarifies that the Department of Transportation Development has the engineering abilities and all, and has the ability to determine the 85th percentile engineering standards and the rest to set the speed limits on our highways. We keep in statute the maximum speed limits that are currently there, and this was explained to me by the department that we need those because there has been or could be the case of a good lawyer arguing that they didn't violate the speed limit because there wasn't a speed limit posted on some section of highway. So in the absence of any posted speed limits, then the maximum speed limits in law are the maximum speed limits for that highway. With all of the money that we've spent on the time program and upgrading our highways, making them safer, engineering them to higher speed standards, the department can take and set speed limits in excess of that stated speed based upon engineering, 85th percentile, the rest of that. But if there wasn't a higher posted speed limit than the speed limit in statute is the speed limit for that highway. If that doesn't confuse everybody like it did me originally.
All righty. Do we have anyone from Sean? Would you? You're up. Can you talk to us about this?
Sean Wilson, DOTD. The senator did meet with the department, and he is correct in clarifying the language, and the department had no objection to what he's doing. We already exercised this authority, or tried to, and his language is permissive, and it clarifies it for us.
Okay. All right. Representative Downs for a question.
And the 85 percentile, Senator McPherson, as you and I have discussed a number of times, apparently is the kind of almost universally across the nation. I think it's been testified to us that generally that the safest driving speed for large amounts of traffic or what have you and all apparently is that speed at which 85% of the motoring public are driving along together out there. And that's why, generally speaking, as I appreciate it, law enforcement, state police, what have you and all, begin writing tickets at a level that is above the 85 percentile. Is that your understanding of it?
Yes, sir. And the 85th percentile is just one of the criteria. They look at the number of accidents on a stretch of highway, the number of ingresses, egresses off the highway, the design capacity of the highway, so all of those things. But the 85th percentile, because as you stated, that's where the average person, their mind, without looking at their speedometer and without looking at the speed limit sign, that's what their mind tells them is a safe speed to drive. And that's what you see most people driving at, regardless of what the speed limit is. They're going to drive at what their mind's telling them is safe. Unconsciously, they do that. It takes a conscious effort to drive at something less than that.
And that was the same. You'll recall that you and I were involved, and I maybe more so, some various legislation dealing with at what levels in certain jurisdictions tickets are written, and all of that kept coming back to the kind of working around the 85 percentile.
Yes,
so that is, as I appreciate it, generally accepted as the safest level of which to move traffic on a major highway.
And when you don't do that, then you have a de facto speed trap.
Is that in your testimony? Your
yes, ma'am.
Questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Maybe we ought to have state police to come up and tell us.
I think they're all skimming oil, according to what the governor said. Oh, they're here?
Skimming more oil. Representative Just Clay for a question.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I guess this may be for Sean. Why is it so difficult when a community is trying to reduce the speed limit on a stretch of highway, and DOTD just does not want to lower the speed limit.
I was almost walking away from the table.
I wasn't going to let you get out of the room.
Not being an engineer, what I understand is lowering a speed limit when the vast majority of the traffic is going faster than that is not always the safest thing to do. And so if Peter Alland was here, he would explain to you in much more specific terms what we take into consideration that the Senator talked about, but also the safety of what's happening on the roads. Just because you're going slow doesn't always make it safer. If the vast majority of the cars that are out there are going to go above what the speed limit is.
On my particular case, LA 3235, 4-lane highway headed for Port Fourchon, the development on that highway has accelerated so much in the last few years. 65 miles an hour at an intersection with a Wally World and McDonald's and what have you.
Representative Gisclair, we have to stay on the bill. Sorry.
I must stay on the bill. Why is it so hard when the parish wants to lower the speed limit and you guys don't want to do it? Is that part of the bill?
No.
I retract. At least I got my question on the record, but I retract my statement.
That's okay. Thank you, Representative Gisclair. Representative Howard for a question.
Madam Chairman, at the proper time, I'd like to move this bill forward.
All righty. Members, there are no objections to the bill. As you've heard, DOTD supports the bill, so Representative Howard has made a motion to move Senate Bill 616 favorably. Any objection? Representative Gisclair objects. Just kidding. Okay. Senate Bill 617, we have an amendment on the bill.